We're going to welcome back Mike, back from Vietnam, and Yuki Tsunoda to Oracle Red Bull Racing. There's lots of storylines for this race in Suzuka. Where will Ferrari finish? Will Liam beat Yuki? McLaren, will they get 3 races wins in a row? How will the rookies fare?
The rookies aren't doing so good this year.
All that and a 60% chance of rain for the race on Sunday. It can't get any more juicy here at...
Yeah, America F1. America F1. It's a golden run. America F1.
Mike. Welcome back, buddy.
What's up?
Why are you holding your microphone?
Because it's right there. It's fine.
You think it's fine?
Yeah, put your microphone down. You don't need it.
I like holding my
All
microphone.
right, hold your microphone.
You know, first of all, you look very tan and relaxed. Probably drank a lot. No?
I got sick the last 3 days.
What?
I got food poisoning in Nam.
Well, that's a perfect segue to say, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification because Mike has malaria, and I don't think malaria is contagious.
Food poisoning.
Oh, food poisoning.
Yeah, food poisoning.
Really?
I got taken out by an Indian restaurant in Nam.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
Sounds like something that a little baby would say.
I know. I threw up a little bit, and then I pissed out my backside for 3 days.
What?
Yeah. It was like 3 days of diarrhea, basically.
I like it way better when you hold your microphone because I can hear you better, and it doesn't have an echo. So when you pick up your microphone, I know that you're a professional singer, and it's hard for you to use microphones.
Okay.
But let's get into this race, the 2025 Suzuka Grand Prix. I'm wearing my Suzuka Circuit shirt. Because I've been there a lot, and I was gonna go. Actually, did I tell you I was gonna leave?
I know you were gonna. You should be on the plane right now.
I should have been there. I should be there right now. But
Why didn't you go?
We're not gonna get into it.
Okay.
But somebody in
the boss told him he couldn't go. Probably.
So let's get into the history of Suzuka because Mike has some fabulous tidbits for us.
Okay, tell me why Suzuka was built. Was it built as a Formula One track? A purpose built for?
No, it was built for driving tanks or something like that.
No, it was built for Honda. It was a test track. It's a fluke. Okay. It shouldn't be this good. And remember, it's a figure 8.
It is, and it goes under. Right?
It goes under a bridge.
Right.
So it's it's an anomaly. It should not be a Formula One track. They built it as a test track in the '60s, and the guy who built it, I think he built a couple other tracks too, but he's not Herman Tilke, who's not a race car driver who designs the boringest tracks ever in the history of the world, basically, except for Turkey.
But Suzuka's not boring track.
No, hell no. Suzuka's that's a real. It's the 2 greatest tracks I think in Formula One are Suzuka and Spa, and you're going to go to Monza.
Spa over Monza? Is that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is that your ice maker?
Yes, sir.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Can you turn it off?
I guess so.
Oh my god! So while Mike goes to turn off the ice maker that he should have turned off in the beginning, because he has a mental illness. I'm telling you, he has a mental illness.
We all have mental illness,
but yours more than others.
Not really.
Yeah,
I'm just smarter than everybody.
In a funny way.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah. So tell me more about Suzuka, Mike.
Well, it's multiple championships have been determined there. What was it, 90 or 91 when Senna hit Prost on purpose going into turn 1.
Okay.
The year before that, they crashed going into the last chicane going on the main straightaway.
All right.
And then Senna was disqualified for re-entering the track because he went down the service road instead of continuing on the track. They disqualified him from that.
Because he went down the service.
He went down the service road, and and Ron Dennis lost his mind.
What should he have done?
He should have went down the service road, which was what he did. It was like because
So what should he have done? Gone down the service road. What did he do? Go down the service road.
And Prost was a genius at. That's why they called him the professor. He was a genius when it came to politics. So he went like seconds after that happened. He went right to the stewards and said, "Hey, look what he did here. This is against the rules." And at the time, they ruled against Senna. And Ron Dennis lost his ever-loving mind.
Yeah, I love Ron Dennis.
So
he always went to bat for his drivers.
Oh yeah,
not like
Prost
Toto
was his
Wolff.
driver too. He was just stunned that, and he went on this rant where he went everywhere and he showed all these guys going down the service road, and no one was ever penalized except for Senna in that race. So.
And why do you think they penalized Senna for that?
Because Prost was a genius when it came to politics, and the guy who was in charge of Formula One at the time was French and hated Senna. Because Senna called him out on all his nonsense.
Yeah,
so
on his BS.
If anyone saw the documentary Senna, that dude's front and center in that documentary. So, and it kind of showed him what his favoritism of Prost was obvious.
Oh yeah, obvious.
No. Anyways, what do we?
No, let's talk about McLaren, and we gotta
talk about the Red Bull thing.
Yeah, but we can get to the Red Bull thing later. Let's savor it. Let's leave the audience waiting and wanting.
Worst day of my life. It's like,
it's the best day of my life. Well, one of the best days. I mean, that's Formula One. Yuki. Yeah, baby. But anyway, McLaren, will they win 3 in a row here?
Oh yeah, they're gonna win all the races this year.
The races.
They have the best car right now.
But are they going to win all the races? And they're not going to win all 24 races. Give me a break.
They can win all.
No one's ever done that. They're not.
Well,
Red Bull got close.
They missed one by runners.
And their car was way more dominant than this McLaren is.
Oh no, the McLaren is really. We don't know because who knows these races that they've won now. Who knows if they had the engine turned up or It's not like
So if McLaren wins this race, who wins? Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris?
Lando, I think, is the better driver, but not by much.
So are you going with Lando or to win this race at Suzuka? Is that your pick?
I don't pick.
Are you sticking by it?
I don't pick drivers.
You don't?
No. You don't know who's gonna qualify best, and you don't know how the race is gonna unfold. So there's no reason to pick a driver. It's like betting on a Formula One race is like going to a roulette table and picking black or red. I mean, there's it's never gonna work out for you.
Well, I'm not picking McLaren to win this race. I'm going with a dark horse, and I'm going with George Russell to win this race.
Oh yeah, that Mercedes.
The Mercedes is pretty underrated.
Well, yeah, and like Antonelli, he's the best rookie so far.
By far.
First race, he started 16th and finished 4th. I mean, that's like a W basically. And what did he do in the last race?
I thought it was the second race that he finished 4th.
No, that was the first one.
In China. Oh no, because of the rain.
Australia.
Rain in Australia. Yeah, rain. But he definitely looks like the best rookie so far.
Well, I mean, he came with a lot of hype, and he won everything on his way up. And you could just watching that dude drive, he's got that little.
You got tired of holding the mic, I guess.
Yeah, I got. I'm
at least face it toward you.
Uncle Mike is playing hurt today. So
why? You drink too much?
No, I got in a fight with a bottle of whiskey and it won.
And it whiskey 1, Mike 0. So I also am looking for Ferrari to do actually better than they did last race when they got the double DQ because they have a new floor.
Oh, they got new
just for Suzuka, they brought in a new floor because I guess the ride height.
A lot of times these guys bring new bits to every track because they're all different. So, but the Ferrari, I'm like, every time Ferrari does something, I just kind of like sit there. I'm super skeptical of like, why are they doing that? But Lewis did win the sprint race last race, so
yes, and they actually should have stuck with the same setup that they had for the sprint race. But of course they thought, well, the degradation of the tires and it might not last, but roll the dice, man. What else you got to lose? Give me a break. You know a setup that works. Stick with that. I don't want to hear this stuff about, well, it's a longer race. And I mean, they had the mediums on for the whole sprint race. So give me a break. I don't want to hear all
Everybody
these
had the
excuses.
mediums
There's so
on.
many excuses when something doesn't work out. You know what's refreshing is when someone says, we tried it, it didn't work, on to the next race. That's what I like to hear.
That's a good point.
That's what I love to hear. I hate hearing, oh, well, you know, like in Red Bull. Well, I'm going to segue right to Red Bull. They're talking about, well, the reason why Yuki wasn't in the car is because...
Yuki's not that good. He's going to last 3 races and then they're going to go with somebody else. They might bring Perez back. They might bring...
Don't start that.
They might bring...
Yuki's going to be in the car the whole season.
No, he's not.
He is. $1.
$1. Oh,
$1.
$1. $1? Okay,
$1.
$1.
Yuki's in the car.
I'm going to buy some bubble gum with that $1.
Some bubble gum?
Bubble gum.
Okay. So they were saying, wow, the reason why Yuki wasn't in the car is because he crashed at Suzuka. Remember when he crashed and he took out the Red Bull car and it was Adrian Newey. And Adrian Newey said, he's never going to drive in my car ever.
And
That's what he was saying.
And he didn't.
Yeah, but guess what? Last year, guess where Adrian Newey was when they're making these decisions?
He was sitting at the house gardening.
Exactly. He was on gardening leave. So why he was on gardening leave. So why are you trying to blame Adrian Newey, who wasn't on the team? Actually, his wife came out and said, Adrian was on gardening leave. Why are you
and the
even
other thing
mentioning
about
him?
This Red Bull car, I don't think Adrian Newey designed this car.
Really?
I don't think he did. Because
why do you
they
say
had
that?
the 2023 car was so dominant. Why didn't they come out with an evolution of that car? Instead, they came up with this brand new car with those stupid cannons down the side, which are gone, and then it's never worked. It worked
Right.
at the beginning of 2024, and then McLaren figured out the wing trick. With
The fake DRS.
the fake DRS. I can't believe the McLaren's back on song. It's just weird because it doesn't have nobody from their the old team is really there anymore. I'm sure there's a bunch of mechanics and stuff are still there, but the technical director's different, the principal's different, the CEO's different. Because Zach Brown's never been the principal of that team. He's always been the CEO.
So even though you're talking about McLaren and I'm talking about Yuki,
Oh God,
the best thing that ever happened to Red Bull Racing, Yuki
he's got
Tsunoda.
3 races and he'll be back at the racing.
He
doors.
won't. Stop saying that. Honda just gave them $10 million more.
No, they gave him $20 million.
No, say they gave him 10 in the beginning of the season because that's what they give him to keep it.
Oh, to keep him in the car.
In the car, and then they gave another 10 to put Yuki in the seat by Suzuka, and they accepted it.
He's still
It
going to
went
be
back
half
to
a second off Max's pace.
that's okay. Long
No,
as
it's not.
Yes, all he has to do is beat Liam in this race and finish in the top 10. That's all he has to do. That's a start.
He's not. I'm sorry, but
What?
Yuki Tsunoda is not a top tier Formula One driver.
He's a second tier.
No,
He is.
He's not even a B driver.
He's better than a B driver. He's fast.
Why
He's
Red
quick.
Bull got rid of Perez makes no sense.
Why you
whatsoever.
hate on
They
my
won the
guy,
championship
Yuki? Why?
every year with Perez there.
Why?
And
They
that
didn't
car-
win last year.
Yeah, because their car sucked.
Yeah. Well, you just said they won every year, and they didn't. Now, nah.
But they won.
Guess what?
They won
Yuki's the best.
They won 3 constructors championships in a row with Perez, and they won 4 drivers championships in a row with Perez.
Everybody loves Yuki. He's
Nobody
been getting
likes Yuki.
letters from all around the world on how proud they are of the little Yuki Bear being at Oracle
The
Red
only
Bull
reason
Racing.
he's in a Red Bull car is because Honda paid for him to be there.
Not only that, but other drivers who have driven for Oracle Red Bull Racing are reaching out to the little Yuki Bear and saying, first they want to cuddle him and just say,
Why
it's going to
they
be
didn't
all right.
get
You're going to
Sainz
do
makes
the
no
best,
sense.
Yuki.
They could have got Carlos
Oh,
Sainz.
no, they
in
couldn't
that
have.
car.
No, they couldn't have.
Yeah.
Now, guess who reached out to him? Pierre Gasly. He reached out.
Yeah, he told him, he's like, don't
Alex
don't,
Albon.
don't-
He
don't-
reached out.
Don't buy a house anywhere close to Milton Keys.
Well, that'd be good advice. That would be really good advice. Don't buy a house. Hey, you know what? Just keep your apartment.
Keep your apartment in Monaco, wherever you live.
Keep your apartment, bro.
Because there's a very good chance you're not going to be in that car for very long.
He's going to be in the car all season, okay? Because it will look really, really bad for Red Bull.
They already look bad. They gave Liam Lawson 2 races.
Which is bad.
Supposedly the engineers went to Horner and said, he's got to go.
Because they saw the data and he just...
No.
He just can't do it.
He finished last in the first race. I mean, what? Are you kidding me?
Well, we all know they made a mistake, and Yuki should have been in the car last year.
Yuki shouldn't have been in the car. They had Carlos Sainz was available, and they didn't go.
They didn't sign Carlos, and we've gone over this and over this and over this, and I don't
Sainz
know
was a Red Bull driver.
Why this is not sticking in your brain. The reason why one Carlos Sainz was not in the car is because Josh Verstappen does not like Carlos Sainz Sr.
Who's Josh Verstappen?
Josh.
Yas.
King.
This show is so challenging to be on. I'm sorry. Josh Verstappen.
Anyhow, that's the reason why Carlos Sainz is not.
He has nothing to do with the team.
He has a lot to do with the team.
He's Verstappen's daddy. Come on now.
He is powerful in that team because he rules the roost, and Maximilian
I don't even think
Verstappen
his dad is his manager.
He's not, but he's always at the paddock. He's always at every race.
He's not always at the
pretty
races.
much until when he wasn't there when Christian Horner banned him. But remember that when Horner banned him, he wasn't there. But he literally is there all the time, lurking, looming in the background.
What happened with the Christian Horner thing from last year?
Just like we said, nothing.
Nothing.
You knew nothing was going to happen to it. It's a sad state of affairs, but you knew nothing was going to happen. I mean, come on.
All right.
They probably paid her off, and
they fired her.
Yeah, they fired her, but I'm sure
they suspended her with pay, so she didn't have to go to work, and she's probably still getting paid.
Now on to the rain. There's a 60% chance of rain on Sunday at Suzuka. How will the rookies fare because of the rain in Suzuka?
All these rookies suck except for fucking Antonelli.
You don't like any of the rookies. I actually like Gabriel Bortoleto. I think he actually is pretty good, actually.
Bortoleto?
He's racing for a stake, F1, which will be the Audi team. And remember, he won F3, he won F2.
Isn't that like the worst car in...
Actually... Nico Hulkenberg scored points in that car last race.
Maybe I was wrong.
So now, it looks like I thought Stake would be the worst car, and then
it looks like the Haas.
It looked like the Haas, but then the Haas scored double points.
So
it's too early to really tell who's going to be the dog of the field because. The dogs are scoring points, so we got to give it some time to find out who the real dog is.
Alpine's been doing pretty good too, which is very strange.
Well, they didn't score points because strategy. Gasly was in the points, and the strategy they blew the strategy once again.
Well,
which is a common theme.
I think the Alpine is going to be a good car next year because they got Flavio back in that, and Flavio's always won. So.
Yeah, and then they got the Mercedes power next year.
Yeah, they have the Mercedes power next year.
Which all the data, everything points to that being the dominant car.
Doohan's the next driver to get axed because they have Colapinto there.
Yeah.
You can see him in the paddock just looking
all the time,
looking at the car. He's like, "You guys go get me a driving suit, and my name should go right here."
But Doohan didn't do too bad last race. I don't think so. But he didn't do too bad last race. I'm rooting for him.
But who's the dude with the Toro Rosso? Hadage, is that his name?
Hadjar. I like him.
Why?
Because he likes Yuki. So anybody that likes Yuki, I like.
Anyways.
Yeah, but that's simple.
Hadage could be in the Red Bull this year too. So
no,
I mean you never know. The Red Bull team,
no.
I have no idea why they axed Ricciardo.
Stop. You're such a historian, and you love Vettel, and you love Ricciardo, and you love all these people that aren't in Formula One anymore. Give it a rest. It's the new
I
generation. There's
can't
6
believe
rookies on the grid.
A
It's the
four-time world
new
champion who's won 50-plus Grand Prix
generation
with 100-something podiums is not in Formula One.
Come on,
It
man.
makes no
The guy
sense.
has a family.
He's not even 40 years old yet.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He has a family. He wants to be with his kids. He's rich.
Bullshit.
What?
I want to go home and spend time with my family.
Yes.
Do you want to go home and spend time with your family?
Yes.
Really?
I like my family. That's why I've been married for 30 years. You know what? It was so much easier doing the show when you weren't here.
Okay, what are we talking about next? There was so much.
I would build a great
Okay, no one's gonna get that. See, this is my favorite thing. Every time a football coach quits being a football coach, he's like, "I want to spend more time with my family," and everyone's like, "What?"
See, it's because you're not married, so
No,
you
I'm
don't
never
know the
getting married.
bliss
The bliss
that all of us married men have, especially us who've been married over 30 years. You know, we don't know any better now at this point.
Well, no, you just do as you're told. Is basically.
And why is that? Why do they always boss us around? Why
Because
can't they
that's
just
what they
leave us
do.
alone? Like
They're the boss in the world.
Dude, I'm watching my TV program. She comes in. She starts talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, babe, don't you see me watching my show? You can sit down and watch it with me.
No.
Have some popcorn.
Nope.
You know, have a beer. No.
That's-
She starts talking about what she wants to talk
Because
about.
women can't be happy. You know that.
Why? And
Why?
why?
Why are you trying to change the world?
I want to change the world for all men. Leave me alone when I'm sitting watching TV.
Nope, they can't. They can't stand. Bill Burr is the one who came up with that joke. He's like, they can't stand it. That we're happy. We can sit there with a piece of pizza, and a beer, and be like, that's not holding. So.
I tell her I want to go to Japan. I say I got the points. My buddy Mark's going to give me a buddy pass. I'm going.
Did you get tickets from Mark?
Can you? This is my story right now.
okay.
You had your story.
What
and
story
I'm
was that?
Vietnam. It was a bad story. You didn't really tell us much. I mean, the audience doesn't know anything about Vietnam. They don't even know if they should travel there. Okay. Tell us about Vietnam.
Vietnam is this. I was there for 2 weeks. I only spent $2,000 in 2 weeks on vacation.
Okay.
There's no place in the world where you can spend $2,000.
Thailand.
No, Thailand would be more expensive, like by 30 or 40%. Really, the food, like you can go get a banh mi sandwich for 30,000 dong, which is like $1.50, and that's and a beer for.
What's the name of the money again?
Dong? Vietnamese dong. I kept calling DP up. I'm like, do you have any dong? And he's like,
do you have any dong to spare?
And our friend Michael DP is gay as a $3 bill, and he kept going, just go to the Castro. You can get as much dong as you want.
Oh my God.
So wrong. But no, Vietnam is beautiful. I just went the wrong time of the year. If you go to Vietnam, go in June or July because the weather's better than. I never got to go swimming. All the swimming pools were freezing cold because they don't heat them there. The sun heats them.
Okay.
The food was amazing, except for the food that took me out was amazing.
Couldn't have been that amazing.
No, it was amazing. I love Indian food, but anyways, but from now I know now every January from now on, I'm a bartender and there's a season. And JP Morgan's the first week of January. Okay. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
All
on
right.
Thursday, every year for the rest of my life, I will be on the plane going to Koh Samui.
Really?
And everybody's invited. I'll see you there.
Which is Koh Samui is in where?
Thailand.
It's no Japan, Mike.
Dude, you haven't been there.
Not yet.
I showed you pictures, though.
It looked
nice. It looked fire.
Did it have surf? Can you surf there?
Yeah.
Well, if you could surf, I might have to check.
Oh, you could surf in Da Nang, too. There's like right on the main beach there. There's
It's warm?
It's warm. Yeah, I didn't see anyone in
wetsuits.
In wetsuits, but the ocean in Koh Samui and the beaches are the beach in Da Nang was beautiful, but the beaches in Koh Samui are even more beautiful. So
what color is the sand? White.
White.
Wow.
And the sand in Koh Samui, if you go to Fisherman's Village, the sand is super coarse. But if you go to the other side of the island where I stay at in Chawang, the beach is like fluffy.
In Swang?
Chawang.
So there's Dong is the money, and Shuang is the name.
Chawang.
Shuang is the
Chawang
name.
Beach Road
is the name of the town.
Sherman's got a dirty mind.
This is a family-friendly show. I'm telling you it is. Well, it's great to know and learn about Vietnam. So you come to America F1 for Formula One news, and then you learn about Vietnam.
You could live in Vietnam easily up for $100,000 a month.
Easily.
And
have a nice apartment.
A nice apartment. Someone's going to drive you everywhere. Someone's going to do your laundry. You're going to eat out every meal. Unless you want to cook your meals, which makes no sense. Because when I mean Asia is the most food-centric place in the world, I mean, it's like in Hoi An and Da Nang, there's restaurant after restaurant after restaurant after restaurant, and you could have anything you want. You can get Asian food, you can get pizza, you can get hamburgers, you can get beer. I mean, the best beer I ever had was in Da Nang. It was like the foam on the Pilsner I got was it was a lager or a Pilsner. The foam was so fluffy, it was like it didn't taste like beer. It was like so good.
Well, you heard it here first. If you want to go to Vietnam, I want you to DM us, and Mike will tell you where to go, what to do.
$50 a night on the beach.
$50 a night on the beach.
And I stayed in a 5-star resort the last 2 nights, and it wasn't even $100 a night. And you get free breakfast. And in San Francisco, if you went any hotel, it's like $45 for breakfast now.
Yeah,
so I'm like, basically,
but you can't compare America to Vietnam.
You can, but it's like it's
price wise.
Price wise, it's like ridiculous. Like we're gonna go to Amsterdam in August. And one night, the hotel I was looking at was $190 a night. The next night, it was $400 a night. So they double the price on the weekends.
Double the price, yeah. Well, thanks for joining us here at America F1 where we preview the Suzuka Grand Prix. Tune in next week when we do the post-race show. We might even do a qualifying show. I don't know. Why not? I mean,
qualifying's tonight at 7.
Today is Thursday.
I know it's tonight. It's at 8 o'clock. It's what it said on my DVD.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When's practice?
Oh, it's practice tonight.
Sorry. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh. Mike's back.
Mike's back.
Mike's back, everybody. All right. Thanks for joining in and keep on racing, everybody.